Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you again to our Bhagavad Gita class. We'll do a recap. The reason for the objective of this class is to enable all of us to be able to read our Shlok and to understand the meaning of the Shlok and to help understand the basic philosophy of Gita. What we have done till now is we are on chapter 2, contents of Gita summarized. And we have completed the first 10 shlok where Arjun's indecision was shown. And then he accepted Lord Krishna as his Guru. And then we finished the second part, which is from shlok number 11 to 30, which is Gyan or Sankhya Yoga, which is basically analysis of body and soul. So we will quickly recap what we have done in Sankhya Yoga. So we have learned that body is temporary and it grows and perishes in due course, that is its asad. Then we also learned that bodily relations like body is also temporary. For example, the straws flowing in a river, it will travel together for some time and then it will part. And then what we also learned is that soul is eternal and transmigrates from one body to another till it gets liberated. Yeah, and those who can tolerate dualities like happiness and distress and maintain equanimity during both the case, they are eligible for liberation. Soul is unborn, indestructible, imperishable, immeasurable, and unchangeable. Soul cannot be cut into pieces, burnt, moist, or withered away. It is covered, the soul is covered by gross body, which is earth, water, fire, air, and ether. It is covered by subtle body, which is mind, intelligence, and false ego. With death, the gross body goes back to unmanifested state. It goes back to earth, water, air, fire. Then our soul is liberated. Once our soul gets liberated, the subtle body also, it comes out of it also, we get freed from the subtle body. And we read about the size of the soul, which is 1 by 10,000 of the part of the tip of a hair. Then it is located in the heart along with the super soul. The soul is here. We all are here in the material body and we are suffering this birth and death cycle because of our forgetfulness of relation with the super soul. And Krishna says, Mamai Vansho Jeevaloke Jeev Bhuta Sanatana. We are part and parcel of Krishna. This human life is very rare, and only in this life we can revive our lost relationship and get liberated. And the way to revive the lost relationship is chanting the holy name, basically doing kirtan, reading, listening to scriptures, and basically association of devotees that we are doing now. And this is what we can, and doing whatever we do for Krishna. That is the way we can actually liberate ourselves. Now we will start the third part of the chapter, which is from shlok number 31 to 37. It is called Sakam Karma Yoga, performing prescribed duty. And that is the question to Arjun's second dilemma that he was in. He felt that if I kill all my relatives, the people on both sides which are there standing on the battlefield, what will happen? Basically, how will I enjoy? Even to enjoy, you need people. Yeah, but if I kill everyone, with whom will I enjoy? And that was his dilemma. And then he was worried that he should not be fighting, because if he fights, he knows if he stands for fighting, he's going to kill everyone, right? So it is called Sakam Karma Yoga, right? Now, karma is a word which is very much context sensitive. Yeah. Now, karma could be our activities, the work that we do, or it could be a reaction to some activities which is also done, or it could be a series of action and reaction, right? Now, Sakam, Sa means with, and Kam means desire. Sakam Karma Yoga means karma, the work that you are doing with some desire. It means with some fruitive activity. You expect some result to come that you want to enjoy. That is what is Sakam Karma Yoga, or it's also called Karma Kand. So, as we saw in chapter number 1, the second, the Arjun's dilemma, he says, Na cha shreyo anupashyami hatva sujan mahave, na kankshe vijayam Krishna, na cha rajyam sukhani cha. I don't want this kingdom. I don't want even the victory. I want to live, and I want everyone to be alive so they can enjoy. That was his one of his point that he was in the dilemma he was in. So now what we'll do is we'll start with the shlok number 31. Please repeat after me. Swadharma vichaveksha na vikampitum arhasi dharmayadi yuddhat shreyon anyat kshatriyasya na vidyate Swadharmamapi chavekshya
Swadharmamapi chavekshya
na vikampitum
navikampitumarhasi
dharme adhi yuddhasheyonyat
dharmyadhiribhashayonyat
kshatriyasya na vidyate.
kshatriyasya na vidyate.
Now here, swadharm api. Swa means my, right? My dharma, swadharm api chaveksha. Chaveksha means considering. Veksha means considering. So considering swadharm, my dharma, that is for Arjun it is kshatriya. Na vikampitum harasi. Vikampitum is hesitation. Don't hesitate. Dharmayad yuddha. Dharmayad is religious fight. Yuddha is war, fight, right? Shreyo is better. Anyat is nothing. Kshatriyasya na vidyate. For Kshatriya, there is nothing like that. Nothing better than that. Now let's see the meaning of it. Shreyo anyat. Nothing is better. For whom? Kshatriyasya na vidyate. Kshatriya will never get dharma than dharmya yuddha. The fight for religious principle. Yeah. And vikampitum. Do not hesitate for that. For what? For swadharma pichavesh, for considering your dharma. So now let's read the. So I would request Rupa, please repeat the shlok.
Swadharmamapi chavekshya
Swadharmamapi chavekshya
navikampitumarhasi
navikampitumharasi
dharmadhiyuddhasheyonyat
dharmadiyuddhashrenyoyat
kshatriyasya na vidyate
kshatriyasya na vidyate. Now meaning, considering your specific duty as a kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles. And so there is no need for hesitation. Okay. Now, a very important word is swadharmam. Swadharma. Swa means self, right? Now, till now in Gyan, we learned that who am I? I am the soul. Yeah, we are the soul, right? Swa is soul. So now, as a soul, so we'll have, when we say swa, we'll have to consider both parts. First, as a soul, because that is what we are, and our intention is to get liberated. That is our main goal of our life. So swadharma means swa as a soul. So as a soul, what is my dharma? What is my biggest dharma? And that is told in the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam says, sa vai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adokshaja. The summary of all the revealed scriptures is paro dharma. Paro means highest dharma. What is the highest dharma? Dharma is duty. There is no equivalent word of dharma in English, but dharma is, if you can closely say it, is dharma is duty. There is no other highest dharma. Your highest dharma is basically to bhakti to adhokshaja, bhakti to Krishna. There is no other, that is your highest dharma, and that is what is the dharma of a soul. So when you consider swa as a soul, that is what is told by our revealed scriptures, that is the highest duty of any human being. Yeah, but then we are not liberated. Soul, we will only consider soul when we are liberated, but we are not liberated. We are this body, and as a body, we also have our responsibility. We cannot just say soul and I leave everything and go. So swa is also a body. Now, as body, Krishna says in chapter 4, Krishna says, we have to follow Varnashram Dharma. As per Sanatana Dharma, we have to follow Varnashram Dharma. What is Varnashram Dharma? It has two words, Varn and Ashram. Varn and Ashram. What is Varna? Varna is, there are 4 Varnas that is defined by Krishna. And which are the 4 Varnas? Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras. These are the 4 Varna which is defined by Krishna. Krishna says, Chatur Varnyam Maya Shishtam. I have created these 4 Varna, and then his very important word, he says, Guna Karma Vibhavaksha. This 4 Varna that I have created is based on the Guna and Karma. It is not by birth. The 4 Varnas which has been created, the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras, are not by birth. Down the line of Sanatana Dharma, it has been broken, and it is now based on the birth we become a Brahmin. But it is not so. Krishna has defined these 4 Varnas And it is stated in Gita, chapter 4, 13 Shlok. He says, I have created based on gun and karma. Now, what is gun? Gun is basically the mode of material nature. All of us are in some mode. As soon as the soul is born in this material world, as soon as the soul get touched with this material world, it becomes conditioned soul. It doesn't remain the pure soul that is left with the Krishna. It doesn't remain pure. It gets conditioned. So in the material world, each of us are conditioned. Conditioned with what? We are conditioned by the mode of material nature. What is this material nature? As soon as we are born, we are impacted by three modes: mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance, based also on our sanskara and karmas. Yeah. Now, mode of goodness. So what is the people who are mainly in the mode of goodness, they are classified as Brahmins. The people who are more in mode of passion are classified as Kshatriya. The people who are in mode of passion and ignorance are classified as Vaishyas. And the people who are in mode of ignorance are classified as Shudras. Yeah. Now, let's go to the next Shlok. He says, then he in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he also talks about what are the qualities. How do you know what are the qualities? So you don't define people by birth, but you define them by qualities. And what are the Brahminical qualities that you see in a people when you can say this is a Brahmin? So it says, Shamo damah tapa shocham shantirajivam evacha jnanam vigyama astikyam brahma karma subhavajan. It says Shamo, peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the qualities in a Brahmins. When you see when someone has this quality and they try to spread their dharma, it's religiousness, and they will be more towards puja part, and they'll be knowledgeable, and they'll be more on gyan side. Then they'll be trying to spread dharma. They are more of a Brahminical qualities you have. Yeah. Then it talks about Kshatriya. It says Shauryam tejo dhridaksham yuddhe chapalayam danam ishwaram bhavacha kshatram karma subhavajanam. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of Kshatriya. And then it talks about Vaishyas. Krishi, Gauraksha, Varijya. If it's a business class, farming, cow production, these are the qualities of a Vaishyas. And Paricharatmaka, and for Shudras, it is service to others. So if you see today, all of us fall under the category of Shudras. We are always engaged in servicing others and doing labor. That's what we all are doing. Yeah. So that is what in Kali Yuga most people are in, gets classified in that category. So what we do, and then we talked about the ashram. So ashram is brahmacharya, grihasth, vanaprastha, and sannyas. These are the four ashrams. Now the way our varnashram system is constructed, it is constructed in such a way that by if we follow it properly, we will automatically start getting elevated. Yeah. So we go into brahmacharya. There we are supposed to be, follow all the strict austerity and gain knowledge and look at all this. Then we enter the grihast system, where grihast is the only system where they are the people who earn money. Yeah, grihast is the only ashram where you actually earn money, and they are the one who is responsible for taking care of the brahmacharya, the kids, or the vanaprastha, who are the parents, elders, or the sannyasi. So grihastha ashram is the most important ashram where you actually earn money and you take care of the society, people, everyone. And then it's a vanaprastha ashram. After that you enter, after 50 we say you go to vanaprastha. It means you start restricting your relations, family relations, and focus more towards God. That's what we say. And finally, sannyas means all bodily relations to be cut, only God. That is how it is constructed. Yeah. So now, if there is a story in Bhagavatam, we talked about Pandavas and Kauravas, and we talked about their Agyatavas, right? So what had happened is, during Agyatavas, we know that, they had gone, that they were actually, the condition was that in Agyatavas, if they are found, what will happen? They have to again repeat the 13 years. That was the condition. So what happened is, Agyat was passing, and it was only very few days left, and Kauravas were not able to find Pandavas. So they were very, very troubled what to do, how to do, so that they can find the Pandavas. So everyone was thinking, Karn said, please increase the number of spies. Just few days are left, we must find them out. Then Drona said that, no, it's time, 13 years, they have suffered enough. It's time, Dhritarashtra, get them back, welcome them and, let them have their space. Bhishma agreed with Drona. Bhishma said, yes, it is time for us to get all of them back. So the question was there, the discussion was, where can we find Pandavas? Bhishma, being the intelligent, he proposed, he said, see, they are known by the qualities. Yeah. So the qualities are so strong that, so wherever, if you see in last 1 year, all righteous decision would have been taken place. There has been prosperity. There has been, all winning. Then you can know that Pandavas are there. And one of the king who was sitting in the Kaurav's team, he said, yes. It is the Virat kingdom where from last 1 year, there's very unusual things are happening. Everything is happening good. They are having prosperity, peace. And so I'm sure that, they will be there. So they had a doubt and they all went and attacked Virat. And we know what happened. We talked about that story that, Virat king and all went, and then finally Arjun single-handedly fought with all the Kauravas and won, right? So the qualities, the propensity, the dharma, it comes out on its own. The way you are, and you can know, if you really study people based on things, you will know, okay, what qualities this person has, right? So again, we go back to our Shlok 1. Swadharmam Prichaveksha na vikumputu maharsi dharmyad yuddhashreya anantit. So basically, Krishna says that follow your Arjun, follow your dharma. And your dharma is to fight. Your dharma is to fight. You are a Kshatriya. So for a Kshatriya, there is no better opportunity than to fight for a religious call. So for adharma. So you don't have to think, do not hesitate. Get up and fight. Yeah. Similarly, if you look at all of us, for a mother, again, we talked about that later. The dharma of a mother is what? Whatever happen, mother will go and cook. Whatever will happen, whether father will go and work at any whatever time zone, because it is their dharma. So swadharma will have to follow. We go to the next one, 32. Yadrichaya chopapannam Swargadvaram avapritam Sukhina Kshatriya Partha Labhante Yuddhamidisham Yadrichaya chopapannam Swargadvaram apavritam Sukhina Kshatriya Partha Labhante Yuddhamidisham. Yeah, Barman. Yadrichaya chopapannam Swargadvaram apavritam Kshatriya Partha Labhante yuddhamidisham. Now here, Krishna says, we look at the second line. Parth. Parth is Arjun. Parth is Arjun. Sukhina Kshatriya Partha. O Parth, happy are those Kshatriya. Sukhina is happy. And Kshatriyas are Kshatriya. So, happy are those Kshatriya who labhante. Labhante means those who get. What do they get? Yuddhamidisham. They get the opportunity to. This is how you get the opportunity to fight. That is those are the happiest Kshatriya. Why? And how do they get this opportunity? Yadrichya chopapannam. It is by its own accord. Yadrichya is by its own accord. It comes on its own. They wanted to fight. Kauravas came forward, and there cannot be better for a Kshatriya, as it told last, to fight for a religious, for a adharma, right? So they cannot be better. And those Kshatriyas are very, very happy, very, very lucky who get opportunity to fight like this without any, without even making any effort. They are fighting. They are Kauravas want to fight, right? And then what happens? Swarga dwaram apavritam. For them, the door of heavens get open. What happens for them? The door of heavens get open. Yeah. So let's read the meaning of it. O Parth,
Uvarta.
Happy are the Kshatriyas
Happy are the Kshatriyas,
to whom such fighting opportunities
to whom such fighting opportunities
come unsought,
come unsought,
opening for them
opening for them
the doors of the heavenly planets.
the doors of the heavenly planets.
Yeah. So here Krishna says to Arjun, what are you thinking? Arjun said, I don't know whether I will win or lose. I don't know what is right for me. That is what the confusion Arjun was saying. He says, what you do, you get up and do your duty, because such an opportunity on its own doesn't come. And those Kshatriya for whom this opportunity comes, they are very, very lucky. They are very, very lucky. And for them, what happens? Swarga Dwaram Apavat. So if someone fights in the religious battle, what will happen? By default, they will get elevated to the heavenly planets. So he in the previous Shlok, if you remember, I talked about Bhishma and Drona. He says, go ahead and kill them, because this is a religious fight. And in this fight, if they die, what will happen? They'll anyway get promoted to higher planets. Yeah, and because they are so pious soul, they will actually get promoted to Vaikuntha. So go ahead, and this is an opportunity for them to get released of their material body, right? So this is what is happening in this Shlok. Yeah. So now we move to the next one. Now, Shlok number 33 to 36. These four Shlok, Krishna says, what will happen if you don't fight? He's now talking about what will happen if you don't fight, because Arjun was saying, I don't know what will happen. And he also told in one of the shlokas that if I fight, Pap will, although I know they are aggressors, but if I fight, Pap, I will get sinful reaction of killing my own relatives. That's what he told, right? So now let's read what happens in Shlok number 33. Ath chetam imam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tatah swadharmam kirtim cha hitva papam vapsyasi. Ath chetam imam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tatah swadharmam kirtim cha hitva papam avapsyasi. Shlok.
Achetvam imam dharmyam
Ath chetam imam dharmyam
sangramam na karishyasi
sangramam na karishyasi
tatsva dharmam kirtim cha
tatah swadharmam kirtim cha
hitva papam avapsyasi.
hitva papam avapsyasi. Now Krishna says, Ath chetam imam dharmyam. However, imam, this dharmam, is this war, sangram is war, this religious war, karishyasi, if you not do, in case you don't do this religious war, then what will happen? Two things will happen. Papam avapsyasi, you will get pap, you will incur sin. And tada swadharmam kirtim cha hitva. Hitva means lose. What will you lose? You will lose your kirti. Kirti is reputation. You will lose your reputation because you are not following your swadharma, which is duty. Your swadharma is to protect the citizen against the adharma. So if you don't do your duty, you will actually incur sin, and you will also lose your reputation. And we have already heard previously about how great warrior Arjun was, right? Arjun is rather, we have talked about the Khandwa war, where Agni Dev came and asked help from Arjun and Krishna, and Arjun at that point of time fought with Indra and all the other celestial gods to protect, and finally he gave Agni Dev the Khandwa forest reach, right? Similarly, we also read about the Virat war, where he fought with all the Kauravas alone, and he came out victorious and he went back. Similarly, he also fought with Shiva. So I'll tell you the story of the fight between Shiva and Arjun. So this is again the time of the exile, the 12 years of exile that was happening. At that point of time, Indra came to Arjun and told Arjun that you must do penance and get the celestial weapons from Shiva also. So Arjun went to Himalayas and started his penance. He started his tapasya, and his tapasya was so fierce. It was so fierce that all the Rishi Muni in that area started getting worried. They started getting worried. And when they started getting worried, what happened? They went to the god there. And the god there was the god of Pinaka. Who is the god of Pinaka? God of Pinaka is Shiva. The bow that he takes is called Pinaka. So he's Pinakadhari. Who is Shiva? Shiva is Pinakadhari. So he went to Shiva. They went to Shiva and said, what's happening? There is a new person who has come, and Arjun is doing such a fierce tapasya that we are worried. Now Shiva very well knew what Arjun wants, but now he wanted to test Arjun. He wanted to test Arjun. So what he did was, Shiva, along with Uma and all the other ladies of, he went to Arjun as a hunter, dressed as a hunter. And the tribe there is called Kirata. So in Mahabharata, the story is called the Kirata story. Yeah. So he dressed as a hunter, as a Kirata hunter, and he went to Arjun. And as soon as he reached Arjun, a boar came and attacked Arjun. And there were 2 arrows that hit the boar. And Arjun opened his eyes and he says, I killed the boar. And the hunter said, no, I killed the boar. Now there was a, discussion started, and Arjun was not ready to, not that he wanted the boar, but someone was saying, no, this is mine. It was his prey. So he said, no, the fight started. And then Arjun, out of anger, he took out his arrows and started fighting with Shiva. Finally, what happened? His all arrows finished. Then he took his bow and started fighting with the bow. That also broke. Then he took his sword and started fighting with the sword. That as soon as he took it near the head of Shiva, it broke. Now when that broke, and he felt unconscious. He got hurt and he felt unconscious. Now when he got his senses, so he was asked by Indra to pray to Shiva. So he mentally started meditating on Shiva and mentally started offering garlands to Shiva. Yeah. And when he started doing that, and then when he opened his eyes, he saw all the garlands are on the Kirata's neck. So he was actually evil. So when he saw that, then he understood that he is actually Shiva, and he actually bowed down on his feet and fell flat on Dandavat Pranam to Shiva. And then Shiva said that I am extremely pleased by your courage, the way you have fought, and there's no Kshatriya has more courage and prowess than you. And then I will bless you with my Pashupata weapon. And that's how he got the Pashupata weapon. Arjun got. So Arjun, we all know, was a great warrior. Yeah, he was a great warrior. But what Krishna says, if you don't fight, what will happen? You will incur sins, and you will again, you will lose all your reputation that you have. Right? So we go to the next one. That is Shlok number 34. Akirtim chapi bhutani katishyanti te avyayam sambhavitasya cha kirtir marnadati richyate. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathishyanti te avyayam sambhavitasya cha kirtir marnadati richyate. Yeah, Momita.
Akirtim chapi bhutani kathishyanti te avyayam
Sambhavitasya cha kirtir marnad atirichyate. So akirti means infamy. Cha api bhutani means all the living entity, all the people. What they will do? Kathishyanti. Katha means to say. So bhutani means all the people. What will they? They'll speak about what? Akirti, your infamy. They'll talk about your infamy. And how they'll talk about? Te vyayam. Vyayam means something which doesn't finish. They'll keep on talking about your infamy. It will be like it forever. They'll keep on talking about your infamy. And sambhavitasya. Sambhavitasya is for a respectable person. For a respectable person, akirtir marnadirichyate. What happened? Death is better than dishonor. What is better? It is better to die than to have to get bad name, to get dishonored. So Krishna says, let's read the meaning now. People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. Yeah. So here again, so what is Krishna is saying? That don't think. Now what Arjuna, I don't want to fight. Why I don't want to fight? Because of compassion. Because he all of them, what will happen? He will not be able to excuse him. He's getting compassionate for them, right? And then he feels that again, with whom he'll enjoy, and rather he'll incur sins if he's doing this. This is what is happening then. And he's also ready to go and beg. He's also ready to go and beg than to fight. That's what he said, right? I am fine. I don't want Rajya. I don't want anything. I'm fine. I'll go and beg Krishna, but I don't want to kill all the 5 generations. He was in the ethical dilemma, what to do, isn't it? Now Krishna says, you will get a kirti. Everyone will criticize you so much. No one will think that, out of compassion or out of anything you are doing it. Everyone is going to criticize you, and they're going to talk about so much about you in a negative way that it is better that you die. In the battlefield, you fight and die, because for a person like you, it is better death is much better than a dishonor. You will never be able to excuse yourself, right? So for a respectable person, it is always death is better than a dishonor. Yeah. So yeah, so there was a story here. Once what happened in a college, there was a essay competition. Yeah. So when all the students sat in the college, the lecturer, he had to give the topic for the essay. So he told, if the sheets is there on your desk, you can see the topic. You reverse the sheet and you will see the topic. Now, when they reverse the sheet, there was nothing written on the sheet. Yeah, there's nothing written. There was just a small black dot. There was just a small black dot somewhere. And then they looked at the teacher. What to write? He said, this is the topic. All right. Now, all of them wrote. So 99.5% was the white page and 0.5% was the black dot. Everyone wrote. After finally the correction happened and the lecturer came back. So the lecturer said, I collected all the papers. I found that all of you in your essay have only talked about how was that black dot. And I focus on that black dot. In that 99.5% of the page was actually white. And only a little was a black dot. But all of you did that. So this is the reality of life. We can be very great. We could be very great. But one black dot, one wrong thing we do, everyone will talk about that black dot that you have done. That is how our mentality is. Everyone will forget about all your good qualities or whatever you have done in your life. Everyone is going to speak about that black dot, and it will be avyayam. And that tika is on your brain, on your body always. Do you know this happened? Yeah. So for a respectable person, death is better than dishonor. That black dot, if you do, that remains in you throughout your life. So you have to be very, very careful. And that is what Krishna is saying. Do your duty. You are a great warrior. And I understand that you are compassionate. You are, you don't want, he's anyway was more like a sage. He doesn't want, no, he's ready to even beg and live, right? He doesn't want anything. Yeah. And he doesn't want to kill his brothers. He doesn't want to kill his relatives. He doesn't want to kill the entire generations and thinking about that. But no one is going to consider about that, Arjun. Do your duty. What you have to do? Do your duty. And do your duty properly. If you don't do properly, what will happen? All your good reputations will go. You would have done a lot of good things to your mother-in-law, but you say one bad thing, that is what she'll remember, right? Yeah, it's vice versa. Yeah, you could have done everything for others. Not only, I mean, you should think about your relations that we have, the bodily relations we have. But one bad thing you would have done in your life, that is what everyone will remember, and that becomes infamy for you. So we have to be very careful in all our relationship. How do we live? Yeah. So Krishna says that death is better. So better you fight and die on the battlefield, because even if you die, what will happen? You'll have enjoyment. You'll be promoted to higher planets. You'll go to Swarga. Yeah, because you are fighting for the adharma. So it's better for death is better than dishonor. Now we go to the next Shlok, 35th Shlok. Bhayadranaduparatam mansyante tvam maharatha yesham cha tvam bahumato bhutva yayasi laghavam. Bhayadranad uparatam mansyante tvam maharatha yesham cha tam bahumato bhutva yayasi laghavam. So Rupam.
Bhayadranad
uparatam
Manasante tavam maharatha
mansyante tvam maharatha
yasancha tavam bahumato
yesham cha tam bahumato
bhutva yayasi laghavam.
yasyasi laghavam. So here Krishna says, Bhayad means fear, out of fear. Ranad means battlefield. Upratam, run away. Mansyante, will believe. Tvam Maharatha. Maharatha are the great generals. The great generals like Duryodhan, Karn, Bhishma. What will everyone think? That out of fear you have run away from the battlefield. Yeah. Yesham cha tvam bahumato. Although you would have, Yesham jatam, although you have bahumato, you are highly esteemed by the people who have highly esteemed you, Bhutva, in the past, who have highly rated you, highly esteemed you. What will they do? Yasyasi laghavam. They will make you very small. They will belittle you. What will they do? They will belittle you. Understood? So what Krishna says? Let's read the meaning of it. The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only. And thus they will consider you insignificant. Yeah. So that is what it is, right? Whatever great work you would have done, what will happen? Everyone will think, all the great generals, Maharatha, they will forget all the high, great work, high esteem that you had. Everyone, they will diminish you as, oh, what a coward Arjun is. What a coward Arjun is. He got, before even the fight started, he ran away from the battlefield. Bhayad, out of fear, Bhayad Ranat Uparatam. Out of fear, he has run away. Yeah, that is what Mansyate. Everyone will believe. Everyone will believe that he did not have the courage to face the Maharathis on the Kaurava side. So get up and fight. Get up and fight. No need for you to think. Do your duty. That's what Krishna says here. Let's go to the next Shlok. Avacyavadansh bahun vadishyante tavahita nindantasya tav samarthya tato dukhataram nukim. Avacyavadansh bahun vadishyanti tavahita nindantasya tav samarthya tato dukhataram nukim. Ahita. Tav ahita, hai na? Tavahita. Can you see that word? Ahita means your enemies. What will they do? Tav ahita means your enemies. What are they going to do? avachya vadansha. They will say many unkind words. They will say many unkind words. Bahun. Vadishyanti. Vadishyanti will mean speak. And nindantas tav samarthyam. Tav is yours. Samarthya is your capability. Samarthya is your capability. They will actually ninda karenge. They will doubt your ability, right? Tato dukhataram tunukim. And what will happen? What could be more painful for you? What could be more painful for you? Yeah. So Avi, read.
Avachya vakshasya bahun.
Avachya vadansha bahun.
Dishyanti tavahita.
Vadishyanti tavahita.
Nindantasya samarthya.
Nindantastav samarthya.
Tato
Tato
dukhataram mukim.
dukhataram nukim. Let's read the meaning. Your enemies will describe you.
Your enemies will describe you
In many unkind words
in many unkind words
and
and
doubt your ability.
doubt your ability.
What could be more painful
What could be more painful
for you?
for you?
Yeah. So basically, last 4 shloks that we saw from 33rd to 36th, it is what Krishna is talking about, how people will feel, right? So what we actually, if you have to summarize this, what happened was Arjun doesn't want to fight because of compassion, because he's feeling like, you know, how will I enjoy? What will happen if my my grandfather and my teacher, they die? How can I kill them? Yeah. And how will I gain happiness? And I'm going to incur sins if I kill my teachers and others. And what will happen to my dynasty? So he's really worried about everything. But Krishna says, no one is going to bother about it. No one is going to think what is your consideration. But everyone is going to talk about your infamy. They're going to criticize you forever. Yeah. And your enemies will say describe you with so much unkind words that you will not be able to tolerate it. Yeah. So as we mentioned in the last shloka, what happens is, whatever you do, it is basically one black dot. Yeah. That everyone will remember. That is what everyone will remember. Whatever else you have done will not remember. Your intentions is only known to, whatever your intentions may be good, but whatever actions you are doing, that is what everyone will remember, right? Your intentions may be good, but everyone will only remember the actions you have taken, right? And who actually understands your intention? Only the super soul sitting in your heart. That can understand your intention. Yeah. But what we are bothered about? We are bothered about rest of the people. What will they think? We are not bothered about the super soul. We do our actions. Yes, everyone will criticize. So yeah, for us, we are only bothered about others. We are not bothered about the super soul. So what we should do in our life, we should focus more on Krishna, strengthening our relationship with the super souls, because everyone is going to speak of your infamy, whatever your intentions are, right? So we go to the next shlok. Hato va prapsasi swargam
Hato va prapsyasi swargam.
jitva va bhokshase mahim
Jitva va bhokshase mahim.
tasmat uttishta kaunteya
Tasmat uttishta kaunteya.
yuddhaya kritanishchayah.
Yuddhaya kritanishchayah.
Hato va prapsase swarga
Hato va prapsyasi swargam.
jitva va bhokshase mahim
Jitva va bhokshase mahim.
tasmat uttishta kaunteya
Tasmat uttishta kaunteya.
yuddhaya kritanishchayah.
Yuddhaya kritanishchayah.
Ajit, read. No, yeah. 37.
Tato va prapsyasi swargam.
Hato va prapsasi swarga
Jitva va bhokshase mahim.
jitva va bhokshase mahim
Tasmat uttishta kaunteya.
tasmat uttishta kaunteya
Yuddhaya krita nishchaya.
yuddhaya kritanishchayah. Yeah. Hato. So if you are dead, what will happen? Prapsase swargam. You will get the heavenly planet. Jitva. If you are alive, you will bhokshase mahim. You will become the king of the earth. Tasmad. That's why. Uttishta. Get up. Kaunteya. O son of Kunti. Yuddhaya. Fight. Kritanishchaya. be determined and fight. And this is the decision that Krishna gives in the Shlok number 37. He says, whatever happens, if you die, you will go to Swarga. And if you lose, if you win, you will anyway be the enjoyer of the world or the earth. So what are you thinking? Do your duty. Get up and fight with determination so that you win. So let's read the meaning of it. O son of Kunti,
O son of Kunti,
either you will be killed
either you will be killed
on the battlefield
on the battlefield
and attain the heavenly planets,
and attain the heavenly planets,
or you will conquer
or you will conquer
and enjoy the earthly kingdom.
and enjoy the earthly kingdom.
Therefore, get up with determination
Get up with determination
and fight.
and fight.
Yeah. So what happens is, with this, we complete one section, which is Sakam Karma Yoga. Yeah, that is from Shlok number 31 to 37. We finished once. So let's now see the summary of it. So what happened in this seventh Shlok? The first Shlok was on duty. Krishna talked about do your Swadharma. And the Swadharma is at two levels. What level? One is at a bodily level, which is in the material world. We all are body, we are not liberated. So we have to do our dharma at a bodily level. And then we talked about the four Varna and Ashram, about Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And Krishna also says that each of them should do the prescribed duty for them. Yeah, it is in some other Shlok. And even if it's faulty, you should do the duty as per your subhav. That is the right thing to do. That's the right way to live. And then we talked about the Swadharma also at a soul level. At the soul level, what is our dharma? It is Parodharma Bhakti Adhokshaja. That is the highest dharma is to do the bhakti to Krishna. That is what is the work of the soul. That is what we have to do, because finally we have come to this material world. We are in this cycle of birth and death, and what we want to do, we want to get liberated. And how will we get liberated? Only by doing the bhakti to Adhokshaja. Yeah. So we talked about doing chanting Krishna. So whatever work you're doing, you're cooking, you're driving, you can just keep on taking the God's name. That's how we can just live our life like that, right? Then he talked about destination. Don't worry about enjoyment. You will anyway enjoy. If you die, if you win, you are going to get the kingdom. Yeah. But if you die, you'll be promoted to the heavenly planets. So in any case, it is enjoyment for you. His worry was on enjoyment, right? Then he talks about if you don't do your duty. So we have to do our duty. If you don't do your duty, what will happen? Sin will incur. You will incur sin. And what will happen? You will also get infamous. People will criticize you. They will think you are a coward. You will get infamous. Yeah? Then what happens? A lot of criticism. All the good work that have been done. You are a great warrior. You have won the war of Virat. You have won the Khandava war. You have fought with so many gods, and you have got the celestial weapons. But no one will consider that. Everyone will only remember that you have run away, and everyone is going to talk only about that. No one is going to talk about, they're going to criticize you for that, and they'll make you very insignificant. Yeah. And then he says finally, benefits either way. The last one, that get up and fight. That is the final decision that Krishna gives. Yeah. So with this, we will close today's session. Let's chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times, and then we close. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare